What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Draft Ranking Show. I'm Cody Carpentier, and today I'm back home. It's Monday morning, and the NFL cut is officially in the book. We're going to talk about it probably for the rest of the week. Different aspects of it: receivers, offensive line, some corners, where these guys are going to go. But today we're going to start out back with our same series of trying to correctly predict the top 10 selections in the 2025 NFL draft. This will be the top 10, mock 10, whatever you want to call it. We're going to mock draft the top 10 picks and try to get them precisely perfect so that we can finish in first place for the huddle competition coming in late April. We're getting there. We're under 60 days to the NFL draft. Let's get this thing. First and foremost, we're going to start out with the number one overall pick. It belongs to the Tennessee Titans. They've said all along, doing their due diligence. Mike Borgonzi, the brand new GM, come over from the Kansas City Chiefs. They need a quarterback, but they do have some cash. Here's the thing. There's two rumors. There's two aspects from the combine that came out revolving around these top three picks. One is the Tennessee Titans are very willing to move back. The Tennessee Titans will be meeting with Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter in the next week in Tennessee. The Cleveland Browns at 2 are expected to be taking a quarterback, according to Adam Schefter. The Giants lost out on the Matthew Stafford sweepstakes. He stays with the Rams. Do the Giants go after a Darnold, a Rodgers, a Russ, or do they go after the NFL draft? Do they try to trade up, potentially to get the 1 and get a quarterback? What does that do to the Cleveland Browns at pick 2? Do they believe that they're likely to get Cam Ward at pick 2? Do they have Shador up high on their board? That's where I'm struggling with this one. For this iteration, I'll tell you, I'm going to go with the Giants trading up, the Browns staying put, and the Browns passing on quarterback. I'll talk to you at the end of this thing and tell you how I feel about my confidence in this draft. Let's get through it. Number 1 overall pick. The New York Giants trade up from 3-1 with the Tennessee Titans, and they take the quarterback of the future in Cam Ward from the Miami Hurricanes. I like this. The connection with Malik Neighbors. They can go out and spend a couple bucks, get some more weaponry in here. You also have, the second, third round to continue to add pieces for Cam and the receivers. Number 2 overall pick in this draft, the Cleveland Browns select Abdul Carter, edge rusher out of Penn State. It sounds like Myles Garrett is not only 1 foot out the door, but he's got 2 feet out the door. It doesn't sound like Myles Garrett wants to stay in Cleveland very long. They need a quarterback, but this is the worst class between the current, the next, and the 2 years out from now. The worst class to get a quarterback in. I think Cleveland needs to bite the bullet, eat the season, either trade back from 2 or just sit here and take the best player in the draft, which is Abdul Carter. So that's what they do here at number 2, Abdul Carter. Number 3 overall, the Tennessee Titans, who moved down from 1 to 3, have the option to take Shador Sanders here. I think it's an interesting option. The Titans are also sitting in the same spot the Cleveland Browns are. They could spend money on a quarterback in free agency. They could roll out Will Levis. They could do a lot of different things. And I believe at number 3 overall, they're going to take Travis Hunter. They're going to take the second best player in the draft, the best athlete in the draft, Travis Hunter, to play cornerback. He's going to also play receiver. And I like Travis Hunter here for the Tennessee Titans at number 3. Number 4 overall, this is maybe the shocker. The New England Patriots are going to get Armand Membu from the Missouri Tigers. I don't love this selection here, but as it stands, I think it might make the most sense. There's a lot of buzz around Membu. He's a crusher in the run game. The projection for the New England Patriots going forward is probably not to be an air raid offense. What do we remember about Mike Vrabel's offenses in Tennessee? Ground and pound with Derrick Henry. There's no Derrick Henry in this class. They need to protect Drake May. They did just pay Ramondre Stevenson. Get some weaponry. You got to go offensive tackle. I think your only options here are Membu or Kelvin Banks. I think it's a touch too early to go Josh Simmons from Ohio State, so I believe they go Armand Membu from Missouri, plug him in at right tackle for today. Number 5 overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They go tackle as well. They need a guard. They honestly need a center, and if they take a tackle, they can bump the tackle outside and move around. Kelvin Banks came in from Texas, which with much better length than anybody talked about, expected, dreamt of. Everyone's like, well, this guy's going to have short arms. It turns out Will Campbell had the shortest arms out of anybody in the 2020, not out of anybody, but out of the top names, out of the Membus, out of the Kelvin Bankses, the Josh Simmonses, the Will Campbell, Banks, Membu, Donovan Jackson, all these guys, right? It actually turned out that Will Campbell was the most inefficient or inept at the length perspective of things. I believe the number was like 77 and some odd inch wingspan for Will Campbell, which has never been. It doesn't exist in the database on mock draftable. 77 and 3/8 inch wingspan. It doesn't exist for an starting offensive tackle in the NFL. It doesn't exist. Banks, on the other hand, comes in with an 84 and 3/8 inch wingspan. So 7 inches longer on the wingspan. 33 and a half inch are his arms, which you like to be 34, but he's 33 and a half. Campbell, 32 and 5/8. So considerably longer. Listed at 6'4" on the Texas website, comes in at 6'5". I think all things are positive on the Banks front. The tackle group overall is not great. Banks has continually showed what he is. He's the Lombardi Award winner, the Outland Award winner. I think he and Membu are the two consistent upper echelon tackles in this group. Josh Simmons from Ohio State's not far behind. And Campbell, I think just as an overall athlete, will be in the conversation. But Banks goes 5th to the Jaguars. So the first 5 picks, Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Armand Membu, and Kelvin Banks. We got to get cooking here at a standard 10 minutes. Number 6 overall, layup. Tom Brady runs this card up by himself. Shador Sanders at 6 to come back up. What's expected to be Sam Darnold, likely as the quarterback in Las Vegas. Number 7 overall pick, the Jets. They got no question mark at quarterback, but they're not going to take one here at 7. They're going to go Mason Graham from Michigan, who came in a little undersized, didn't test. I'm going to be looking forward to seeing what this pro day looks like for Mason Graham. He goes 7th overall to the Jets. Number 8, I think you have a question here. Jahdae Barron from Texas is available at 8. The rumor is it's going to be linebacker / edge. I'm going Jalen Walker here from Georgia. I love Jalen Walker. He came in at 6'1", 240, little smaller than I expected from a height perspective, but I think the projected departure of Shaq Thompson, who's going to go check free agency, I think opens the door for a Jalen Walker from Georgia. Number 9 overall, we've projected this one before. Ashton Jeanty, the running back from Boise State, did not test, didn't do anything. He measured in at 5'8" and some change. He goes to the New Orleans Saints right here to allow them to get out of that Alvin Kamara contract this summer. 10th overall, the Will Campbell slide stops. Chicago needs a center, a guard. They can put Campbell at tackle if they want and bring in Braxton Jones or Kieran Amedeje, put him at guard. But I think they're going to bring in Will Campbell at left guard on day 1 here with pick number 10. Bonus picks. Jahdae Barron goes 11th overall to the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. Nobody circles the wagons, so that's not quite that sing. That's the Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons like Jerry Jones. Teteroa McMillan, 12th overall to the Dallas Cowboys. Ted did not work out in Indianapolis. I think there's a real conversation. Who is wide receiver 1? We'll talk about it maybe tomorrow on the Draft Ranking Show. I'm Cody Carpentier. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Click that like button. Click subscribe here on YouTube. If you're on podcast, remember, if you're on the Player Profiler feed, you can get this thing on its own feed at 7 a.m. every day. Check it out. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all. And I'll see you tomorrow morning.